So real quick, I wanted to come on here and just share something with you all. I am on day 3 of my dry fasting, and this is like my second round of fasting after God just had me fast for 7 days last week, y'all. And it always seems to be around day 3 that I just break down. And today was a struggle. It was a struggle for me. I was literally down on my knees praying, like just crying out to God, being at the feet of God and coming to Him about my situation, because I'm growing weary in the waiting season, and I feel like I've been waiting for years, y'all, for things to change, and I just feel like I'm no closer to the things that He's promised me. Like, I see signs, I see the things that He's doing, but I keep feeling like I'm just getting the same old message. And now the dog's gonna start barking. I was just like telling him, like, I feel so weak right now. Like, I feel like I've been failing on the things that He has been assigning me to do, like this calling that He has me in. I just feel like I'm losing clarity, or like the flame that I once had within when I first started this ministry last year. Like, I feel like the flame and the spark is starting to die out, because I don't know, like, I'm just not seeing the fruits of my labor, right? I've sacrificed and given up so much, like literally everything, to follow God. And it's like every now and then I get a blessing, and it lasts me, right? And it sustains me and gets us through. There was a video I was trying to put out yesterday, and for whatever reason it wouldn't load, and now it's completely disappeared. So, but in that video, I'm sharing with you all my testimony and how God pulled me out of such a sinful lifestyle, out of the world, and He's freed me. In doing that, I've lost friends, family. I've lost a lot of material possessions. I don't have my own home. I don't have a car anymore. Like, the basic things that I would need as a mom, like, I don't really have. I feel stuck, right? And it's hard to keep putting these words out and just keep trying to be a motivation when I'm not really seeing the movement in my life that God keeps promising me is coming. Y'all, like, I was just down begging Him, like, I need strength. I need something to anchor me down and hold on to, because I'm not gonna say I'm losing faith. I'm not losing faith in God, but it's just getting hard. It's getting very hard. And I was just bawling my eyes out this morning, because I'm like, Lord, I don't know, like, I don't want to go back to the world. I don't want to feel like I have to go back to being a slave in the world and working my life away just to have the bare minimums, right? Like, I'm grateful and blessed that I'm in a position that I'm in, to where I don't have to worry about bills, really, like, because He's taken all that away. But even still, like, my kids, like, I see they're uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I'm starting to feel like our presence here, you know, as great as my mom is for helping us, like, I feel like we're starting to be a burden, right? Because now our presence is intruding on her lifestyle and the lifestyle that I want to live. Like, I just want to be able to just take my kids to the park sometimes to get us out of this environment, because it's now starting to weigh on me and feel like a burden, like it was where I just was, you know. And I've been fighting the spirit of depression and just feeling really weak, right? Very weak. And so after I got done praying to God, like, and just asking Him for His help, I then started praying for wisdom and clarity, and then wisdom on top of wisdom, to be able to properly steward the knowledge that He gives me, like clarity to see His vision, like a bird's eye, heavenly or angelic view of what His plan is for me, because I can't see where we're going anymore. Like, the vision that I once had and was given last year, it's like more and more is starting to fade, and I can't tell or discern anymore what's what. Like, I still get these signs, and now sirens are going off. I get these signs, but now it's becoming harder to really understand what they mean, and now most of the time I just kind of let them fly by, because I'm like, I don't tangibly, physically see what God is doing. And I know that's the enemy working, y'all, but it's hard. It's hard to do things differently than what the world expects you to be doing. And because I'm depending, literally, like when I say I've given everything to God my entire life, it's hard, right? And I told him today, like, this is my second time. Like, the first time was during my fast, where I'm like, God, I'm just gonna have to go back to work because it's time to go. My soul is restless. My kids are unhappy. Like, and that's the big thing for me. If I didn't have kids, I wouldn't mind being in this position and having nothing. I wouldn't mind just being out here, you know, just following God wherever he leads me. But I have kids, and I'm like, I can't, you know, like, I just can't let them be uncomfortable and be unhappy any more than they are. It's just time to go. Like, we've been here too long, and I'm like, I feel like a failure, because I feel like maybe there was something I missed. Maybe there's something I'm not doing. Like, maybe I'm doing something wrong, and that's why I'm stuck. So let me just share this real quick. After I got done going through all of that whole spiel with God and just pouring my heart out, I got a notification at 11:32, and it was an email. I didn't really read the email, but I noticed that it had the symbol or the emoji of an eagle. And I knew that had to be from God, because I just had a dream a few nights ago about an eagle literally flying above my head with a piece of fish in its mouth, and it was eating it as it was flying in the air over me. And I remember being in awe and being like, I've never seen an eagle in real life, and that's what I said in the dream. So I knew it had to be God. And at 11:32, I just felt led to look it up. I'm like, it's not going to hurt to look it up, you know, even though I'm at this point of despair. And 11:32 in the Hebrews Strong's Concordance means son of remembrance. But in the Greek Concordance, it means nakedness, exposure, being physically uncovered or vulnerable. Yesterday, vulnerable was a word that was highlighted to me 2 times in reference to my God-ordained spouse feeling vulnerable, feeling like his heart was just left open after he exposed himself and is now just kind of left. You know what I'm saying? Just left out there, exposed and open, not knowing what to do with his heart and with his feelings, right? Being in an uncomfortable position. So for it to be highlighted again, I thought, okay, God is speaking. It also means to include physical nakedness, shame, exposure to danger. Highlights in the New Testament human frailty or the absence of worldly protection. In Romans 8:35, Apostle Paul uses the term nakedness to describe one of the many hardships that cannot separate believers from the love of Christ. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall trouble or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or danger or sword? Here, nakedness is listed among various trials and tribulations, emphasizing the believer's security in Christ, despite physical or material vulnerabilities. In 2 Corinthians 11:27, Paul recounts his own experiences of suffering for the sake of the gospel. In labor and toil, and often without sleep, in hunger and thirst, and often without food, and cold and exposure. Nakedness is translated as exposure to highlight the physical hardships and the lack of basic necessities. This also serves as a reminder of the reliance on God for provision and protection. Nakedness underscores the theme of human vulnerability and the transient nature of earthly conditions. It serves as a reminder of believers' reliance on God's provision and protection, even in the face of physical deprivation or danger. It reflects the broader narrative of God's faithfulness and ultimate security found in His love, regardless of external circumstances. And He sees and He hears me. In other words, He said all of this to say that despite what I'm going through and feeling vulnerable and just going through a lot, that He is still providing His provision and protection, and He is still acting out of His faithfulness and love. This is just another way of Him saying, I got you. Needed that. Literally, I just prayed to Him and asked and said, I need something